And then the last beef was the internal beef. That's the one me and Anthony was at the last one.
Right. That's the one that we were really involved with.
Yes.
Because what happened with there, like 4 or 5 guys broke away from the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Want to start their own crew, and they went with the Colombo crew.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was still doing the work with all the numbers with Sammy the Syrian. And Louis at the time says, Frankie couldn't drive me to go and see Sammy the Syrian that day. So another fella named Vinny Russo was like my little bodyguard wherever I went. He was a very big guy that, we had to have these guys here because, like you said, when there's wartime, you have to be very, very careful and very, very alert. Okay, you can't put your guard down for a second. So Vinny Russo drove me to the club on Fort Hamilton Parkway where these guys that were with us broke away from us. So at the time, the Blast and Louis the Syrian at the time says, Gumbadil, what do you have to do with Sammy? So I says, I still do the work with Sammy. I still didn't get paid. It's like 5 weeks I didn't get paid doing the work. And that's when they says, okay, go up to the club on 39th Street and see Sammy. Tell him you're here, you want your pay. So, okay, Vinny Russo drives me up there. We go into the club on Fort Hamilton Parkway and 39th Street. And we walk into the club and we see the guy sitting there. I had sunglasses on. So I walk in, you know how you walk into something, it's dark. So I take my sunglasses off and I start putting them in my jacket and everybody's jumping up in the club on 39th Street. And who's walking out? Sammy the Syrian. Say, hey, Gumbadil, what are you doing? What are you doing here? What can I do for you? I said, Sam, I'm fucking broke. I didn't get paid in 5 weeks. He turned around to Hank, Tarzan at the time. He says, what do you got to get, Gumbadil? I says, 5 weeks. They gave me $1,500. Bing, right there. Soon as I put the $1,500 in my pocket, Sammy grabs me by my throat, strangling me against the wall and telling me all these things. I want you to go back down President Street and tell the Blast this, tell the Borriello brothers this, and that. And I'm over there choking to death. All right. And there was a guy named Jamesy that was with Sammy and said to Sammy, Sam, what the fuck you doing? He says, that's Gumbadil. Right. And, oh, my God. Right. Gumbadil. Then he started like patting my face and saying this and that. Oh, I'm so sorry. And he says, I want you to bring me, an ounce. I says, I'll bring you whatever I had the pot business.
Oh.
Right? I says, I'll bring you whatever you want. All right. So, okay. Now, the meantime, the guy that drove me, they beat him to death. They beat him with a hammer. All right. His hands, his arms, his head, everything. Black eyes for fucking a year he had. They beat him up so bad that I only had on my neck the strangling from Sammy strangling me on my fucking throat. And when I got back down on President Street, the Blast says, what happened? I says, this is what happened. All right? I says, first of all, he's going to come down and fuck you in the ass and tell the Borriello brothers that I'm going to kill the Borriello brothers. And he wants me to bring him fucking pot. Right? Oh, yeah. Oh, and he's going to call me in Reni's. Reni's was Gargiulo's florist that was right next door to us on the club. There was the pay phone in there. That's the phone we used to use. So he told me he's going to call me in Reni's to make arrangements for me to bring him the pot. I says, of course, whatever you want. I get out of there. I go down President Street. I says, this is what he did. I says, and look at Vinny. They beat Vinny with a hammer. They broke his knees, his fingers, his arms, his elbows, his head. They beat him with a fucking hammer, with a ball-peen hammer.
For nothing.
All right? And all he did was drive me.
Yeah.
Okay? And then this is what he did. Sammy's going to call me. He wants me to bring him 2 ounces. I told him I'll bring him whatever the fuck he wants. And I turn around to Bobby Borriello at the time. Reedy comes and says, Anthony, you have a phone call. So I says, what am I going to tell this guy? So Bobby at the time says, Goomby, tell him to go and fuck your mother. All right? So, okay. Now, these are tough guys. Yeah. I get on the phone. I says, hey, Sam, hey, Goomba, he just got my stuff. I says, fuck you and your mother, you fucking scumbag, this and that. The guy is screaming that when he sees me, he's going to kill me. All right? Fuck you. I hang up the fucking phone. Okay. A couple of months pass. I have the store on President Street where we had all the jukeboxes, the pinball machines, everything. I used to do business with this Shylock that lived on 94th Street and 3rd Avenue. So I went to his house one day, and before you know it, I'm in my store. I turn around, it's the fucking guy that I just went and see. I says, what the hell are you doing here? He says, Anthony, he said, some guy just came to my house. I says, what are you talking about? He says, his name is Sammy the Syrian. He says, he don't want you doing business on my block. He don't want you on the block. He says, the next time he sees you, he's going to kill you. All right? Now, this is an issue that I had with this guy, Sammy, that chased me 3 times. I was with my girl at the time. There was a McDonald's just opened up on 4th Avenue and 37th Street. Mm-hmm. We're all down in the club. We're hungry. I says, hey, that new McDonald's opened up on 4th Avenue. Goomby, go there. Get 20 fucking cheese, this, that. Okay, I'm ordering everything. I get out. I put everything in the car. And I look in my rearview mirror. And I says, oh, my God. I says, as I'm saying that, this car pulled up on the side of me, named this guy Bobby D, big guy at the time. Pulled up on my side of my car, tried to drag me out through the window. Who is it? Sammy's driving. Sammy, you Goombadil, you little motherfucker, I'm going to kill you. I take off. I am doing 100 miles an hour down on 4th Avenue, going through every red light with my hand on the horn, and these guys are right on my bumper. If I stop, they're going to run me right the fuck over. All right? Going all around this and that. We get back to my neighborhood. I'm on Columbia Street. I stop by Summit Street. I get out of the car. Now I'm waiting because now I'm in my neighborhood. Right. All right? Now he stops at Hamilton Avenue, and he's screaming at me. And he says, Goombadil, when I see you, I'm going to kill you. You little motherfucker, this and that. And there I am. I got big balls. Now I'm in my neighborhood. Fuck you. I'm screaming at, fuck you, you motherfucker. All right. And I get back to the block, and they says, what the fuck happened? I said, Sammy just chased me all the way down here. Everybody's hysterical because this is the beef that I have with this guy.
And this Sammy, dude.
All right. And this motherfucker was bad, this little motherfucker.
Big as a house.
All right? Short, stubby, like a fucking tank he was.
A football player. He had hands this big.
Things like that, stories like that, we have 100 of them. God. We have 100 of them.
What the hell happened? Did he just eventually stop chasing you? Or what
happened? What happened was he got clipped.
Oh.
He got clipped.
2 times.
Twice. He lived the first time.
Uh-huh.
Then he got clipped again, put him in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker's still alive. He didn't die.
Damn. So he's still around today.
All right. We don't know if he's dead or anything. I passed his house. He still has that big letter Z in front of his house.
He's old. He's got to be up there in age, right?
And when I pass, I throw everything in front of his yard and say, fuck you, you prick, you.
Damn, man. What the?
This guy was a bad dude. He was a bad guy.
Damn. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. This clip came from one of my interviews I did in the past. Please hit subscribe if you want to get more clips like this. Also, if you want to watch the full interview, I'll put a link in the description. Or you can hit the button on the screen to watch the full interview.